All right, y'all. I'm a little late to the party, but we got the Kevin Durant files, man. It's about time I react to this. You feel me? Honestly, my whole opinion on the situation, bro. KD, you're 100% wrong, bro. Get off Twitter. Like, just get off Twitter. You shouldn't even be in this position in the first place, bro. Real men are gonna speak up and say these things to men in their face. You know what I'm saying? You tweet behind a burner account, bro. I always knew there was something wrong with KD, bro. But let's just dive in.
Suns. Remember, KD spent about 2 seasons in Phoenix, and apparently that experience left some scars. The account compared Booker and former Suns head coach Frank Vogel to dictators, and not just any dictators. The message said 2 dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. I mean, come on, that is insane. The account also said the Suns are my team when we lose and Book's team when we win, which honestly gives you a pretty clear window into the frustration, because that's something only a player would feel. When the team wins, Booker gets the credit. When they lose, it all falls on KD. Then there's
I mean, he's not lying. He's not lying. Everything he's saying is true. It's just the fact that he tweeted it on a burner. That's the only thing. I mean, everything he's saying is a fact, though. I just wish he didn't tweet it all. You know what I'm saying? That's literally the only thing.
Kyrie Irving. KD and Kyrie were supposed to be the dynamic duo in Brooklyn. They chose to team up together, but there were times where things got a little weird.
In my past life, like I said, I was you.
I remember this.
I was you. What you are now, that's what I'm up here. Same mentality.
They brought in James Harden to form a super team, but injuries, Kyrie's controversies, and team dysfunction blew that whole thing up. The account said something along the lines of Kyrie being on his best behavior around the European, referring to Luka Doncic in Dallas, but treating his own people, meaning KD, like they owe him something. That's a pretty deep cut if you think about it. KD is essentially saying Kyrie was a different person around Luka than he was around him. Then we get to Russell Westbrook, and this one might be the funniest, even though it's disrespectful. The account referred to Russ as a triple-double cocaine bear. I'm not even gonna lie, that's an absolutely wild thing to call somebody. In context, the account was comparing how
Nah, that's crazy, bro. A triple-double cocaine bear? I ain't never heard of nothing like that, bro. That's that old head trash talk, man. You call him a cocaine bear? That's some old head trash talking.
You see Russ pass the ball more than whoever they were talking about currently. One chat member pointed out that Russ averaged a triple-double that year, which is true. Russ averaged 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 10.4 assists in the 2016-17 season, the season after KD left, and the account basically dismissed it like it meant nothing. The Steph Curry and Golden State messages are interesting too. The account said, I started holding Steph accountable in film, and people looked at me like this, with a meme attached of someone looking confused. The implication being that KD tried to hold Curry accountable in film sessions, and the Warriors organization didn't take kindly to it. Another message said something about how if you don't screen and pass up shots for Steph, you're getting waived, which honestly feeds into the narrative that KD has kind of hinted at before, that the Warriors system was always Steph's system and everyone else was just there to support it. There was also a comment about Steve Kerr that referenced the time Michael Jordan punched Kerr, which is a wild thing to bring up in a group chat. Now, this is all consistent with how Kevin Durant felt about Golden State. If you remember in his podcast...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This man is actually right. Looking at these KD files, bro, I feel him. You trying to tell, because Curry takes some wild shots. He takes some wild shots, you feel me? And you telling him, like, maybe every once in a while we get a better one. And then the organization comes and be like, nah, be quiet. This is his team. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a player, how else are you supposed to feel, bro? Just being real. Like, how are you supposed to feel?
With Draymond Green a couple of years ago, he mentioned the reason he left Golden State was because everything about the Draymond Green and Kevin Durant situation was swept under the rug and they never spoke about their problems openly. But the funniest part of all is what he said about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, of all people, got a shout out here. The account allegedly said, I swear I miss Ben Simmons. At least that dude would give me the ball. When Ben Simmons is the guy that you're nostalgic about, that's when you know things are bad. But it also tells you something about KD's frustration. In Brooklyn, Simmons was widely criticized for refusing to shoot. But apparently from KD's perspective, at least he was willing to share the ball. And about James Harden, the account described him as slightly delusional, but I understand him, which is actually one of the tamer takes in this whole leak, but still not something you want to say about a former teammate. Now here's where this whole thing gets even more wild, because while these screenshots were going viral, KD was physically at the All-Star game, and cameras caught everything. Video started circulating of Kevin Durant pacing around the court before the game even started, completely locked into his phone. His expression was tight, he wasn't smiling, he wasn't engaging with other players. While other All-Stars were laughing, dapping each other up, and enjoying the atmosphere, KD looked like a man who just found out his secrets were all over the internet. Because Well, they were. There's one clip in particular that went super viral where a staff member tries to redirect KD and you can see him force this strange smile before turning away. It's the kind of body language that screams, I know something bad is happening right now and I'm trying to hold it together. Multiple fan accounts shared clips of him constantly checking his phone throughout the entire night, even while seated on the bench in his warm-ups. And his actual performance in the All-Star game reflected the distraction. KD finished the night with just 12 points across all 3 mini-games, shooting 5...
Bro, come on now. Y'all reaching. Y'all reaching now. Whatever happened, y'all reaching about some of this stuff. It's about he underperformed in the game. Bro, it's an all-star game. A lot of guys underperform. You feel me? I guarantee there's a superstar on one of those lineups right now that didn't score. A lot of guys, it's an all-star game, bro. You just want to see them out there playing, bro. That's all it is. He not out there to kill. And about the worried look, it's not a worried look, bro. It was literally a normal face. What are you talking about? Just a face of a guy who doesn't need to constantly talk to people.
Clip in particular that went super viral where a staff member tries to redirect KD and you can see him force the strange smile before turning.
How was that weird? He's just looking at him. Y'all reaching with this, man. I get it, but let's not make it more than what it is.
In 28 minutes. For a guy who's averaging 25.8 points per game this season, for a 15-time All-Star, that's an awful showing. In the championship game, he failed to score a single point in 6 minutes and missed all 4 of his shots. His team got demolished 47-21 in the final. Was it just a bad day? Maybe. All-Star games aren't exactly known for giving maximum effort, but the timing is impossible to ignore. While everyone else is having fun at the biggest NBA party of the year, KD looked like a man watching his world burn in real time. Now, I gotta be fair here, not everyone's buying this story, and there are some legit reasons for skepticism. The biggest argument against it is simple. KD doesn't need a burner to talk trash. This man will respond to a fan account with 50 followers from his verified account at midnight on a Tuesday. He literally does not care about saying what he thinks under his own name. There's also the fact that screenshots can be faked. None of the leaked images include verified metadata, IP confirmation, or any kind of platform authentication. Social media impersonation happens all the time, especially with high-profile athletes. Someone could have created this account, built an entire persona around being KD in group chats, and we'd have no way to tell the difference from the screenshots alone. Do with this what you will. The NBA invited a bunch of influencers to All-Star Weekend. They didn't invite your boy, so make sure you subscribe so maybe I can end up there in the future. Neon was one of them, and he reportedly talked to KD directly.
Hey, man, same here. Show some love here, too. I'm trying to pull up.
Durant told him that the account isn't his. But that's a denial through an intermediary, not from Kevin Durant
what
himself.
you said?
Subscribe so maybe I can end up there in the future. Neon was one of them, and he reportedly talked to KD directly and claims Durant told him that the account isn't his. But that's a denial through an intermediary, not from Kevin Durant himself. And what is Kevin Durant going to do? Come out and say, yeah, this burner that makes me look bad is definitely me. But here's the most important part. How does this affect the rest of the Rockets season? Whether the account is Kevin Durant's or not, the damage...
Yeah, he's not going to tell a streamer. Streamers are weird. Straight up. Streamers are weird. They don't know how to handle private business. Streamers love to clip farm, put everything on the internet, create drama. They'll do anything for some clips. Of course, he's not gonna tell them straight up, like he said, yeah, this thing that made me look bad is mine. You feel me? You don't want to tell no streamer that. I wouldn't either. Have you make a clip out of me just for a couple 100,000 views? Like, come on, bro.
Is already done because perception is reality in the NBA, and right now the perception is that Kevin Durant is secretly trashing his young teammates behind their backs. Think about what this means for the Rockets. Houston is 33-20 at the All-Star break, 4th in the West. They signed KD to a $90 million extension in October of 2025 with the specific purpose of having him mentor their young core and lead them toward a championship. The whole point was that KD would be the veteran presence that helps guys like Şengün, Jabari Smith, and the Thompson twins develop into winners. And now those same young players might be seeing their supposed mentor say that he can't trust them to make a shot in private group chats. Trust is everything in the locker room. And when your franchise player, even allegedly, is out here comparing former teammates to dictators and saying the Hornets have better young players than your team, that's a problem. Jabari Smith is 22. Şengün is 23. These are young guys who look up to a player like Kevin Durant. How do you look him in the eye in practice knowing he might think you're trash? The Rockets don't play again until Thursday, against the Hornets of all teams. So we'll see if KD addresses it before then, if reporters press him on it, or if he just does what he usually does and pretends nothing happened. But this isn't going away. The internet never forgets. And in the age of screenshots, nothing ever truly stays private. Now, if this is your first time watching a video on my channel,
Yeah, bro. Everything he's done is wrong. But it's completely understandable as to why he did it. Wouldn't advise you to have a burner account. Wouldn't advise you to make it public that you have a burner account. But I completely understand that you can be upset with your teammates. You can feel like they trash, whatever. Completely understandable. But then again, you gotta understand different age. You feel me? People just different. They put a different amount of work in. These guys are young. Like, bro, they're younger than me. These guys playing the NBA are younger than me. You know what I mean? Bro said, what's his name? The Amen, the Thompson twin, whatever. He's 22. He's younger than me. Give him time. You feel me? That's all that is. But yeah, KD, I'm 50-50 here. Honestly, it was a good insight. I just wanted to wait until this video came out and just sat for a couple days to actually react to it. You know, so I get nothing but the facts. But now that I got the facts, I hear you, but I also don't hear you. Like I said, only advice, just drop the burners at the end of the day. Just drop the burners. Easiest thing for you to do. Man, if you enjoyed these videos, man, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All links in the description. Shout out to the flight mic. I know this video probably took a long time to edit and put together, so thank you for putting this together for the community. Until next time, man, we out.